how AI is impacting careers today. So, in your opinion, which roles are likely to survive and which may slowly fade away? Is it mandatory for everyone to learn AI right today, or are there certain roles where it becomes more critical? Like it has to be like they have to learn AI. Is there a specific role like that?
You need to come out of the mindset of your career with respect to the horizontal growth or the vertical growth.
How should a working professional or a professional approach learning AI? So, like, is there a structured way of learning?
For the business analyst, I would like to say instead of being a mere requirement scribes, try to be a AI powered product visioneer. Okay, so try to gather what is that which is lacking in your product by using AI to understand. So instead of being a competitor against an AI, you need to be a collaborator with AI.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to FuturePath Global, a knowledge series by Techcanvass, where we bring industry experts, thought leaders, and real world practitioners to discuss most important trends shaping the future of business and data. Today's topic is extremely relevant and something every professional is thinking about: how AI is impacting careers. AI is no longer a futuristic concept. It is here, it is real, and it is transforming roles across the industries. Some roles are evolving, some are disappearing, and many new are emerging. To help us understand this shift, we have with us Mr. Vinayak M.K, an experienced industry professional and someone who is closely observing and working with AI led transformations. Welcome, Vinayak, to FuturePath Global. We are excited to have you here today.
Thanks, Bhavna. It's my privilege to be part of this virtual podcast.
So, Vinayak, for our audience, could you please tell us something about your background?
Yeah, great. So I initially graduated from post my degree. I graduated in MBA in finance. So I started my job as a functional tester in India's one of the leading ERP application called as Tally. And within a year or two, I moved to their R&D department. So I was like working as a functional owner or a module owner sort of a thing, handling the requirements of complex applications like forex, multi-currencies, and after a stay of 7.5 years, I joined as a consultant at Sonata Software. So there I was taking care of some of the ERP applications migrations from desktop-based to cloud-based applications. So that's where I got exposure towards cloud computing. And then I joined as a business analyst in one of the US bank called as First Financial Bank USA. So there I stayed for around a couple of years. After that, I joined Shell, the oil and gas company, and they have the IT hub spread across three different locations, which caters for all the markets for their oil and gas supplies. One of the IT services is available in Bangalore. So I initially joined as a you can say a business analyst, and then after a stay of a few years, I moved to the senior data analyst role. And right now, this is where I'm working as part of the senior data analyst, working on creating the reports, working on data ingestion, slicing and dicing of the data, creating the reports, doing data wrangling, and then creating the queries, working for technical visualization, business visualization, trying to convert the business requirement into data requirements. Yeah, so that's how my career got transitioned from a functional tester to a senior data analyst. So it's a mix, or a sort of a roller coaster ride, I can say.
Impressive, yeah, quite impressive. So, as our topic is about I wanted to ask like how AI is impacting careers today. So, in your opinion, which roles are likely to survive and which may slowly fade away?
Human versus machine. I would like to say it's more like human versus human plus machine. Okay, those who can leverage the capability of artificial intelligence tend to beat those person who don't use it. Okay, so that's where we are in the current scenario. So AI is no more future. It's right now happening between us, and some of the roles which are still like which can outgrow compared to the AI, like the strategical thinking or critical thinking roles like product managers, and then the strategist, those who can understand what problem has to be solved. For example, your data might say that there are a lot of customer churn which is happening, but then it's up to the analyst or the product managers who have the critical thinking skill to identify what is that which is causing the customer churn. There is an increase in the sales, but then it's up to the analyst or the product managers to identify what caused the increase in the sales. Was it due to the offers, or was it like a seasonal increase? Okay, and then couple of other roles which includes human empathy, like counselors, and then HR leaders, as well as nurses. So those roles are immune to AI. Okay, and then coming to the roles which are definitely getting impacted because of AI, the are those roles which are into the which are into routine data work, like a data entry job, junior developers or junior data analyst whose daily work involves executing the script, generating the report, and passing on the information. So those roles are getting impacted because of AI, is what I can say.
So, the common doubt nowadays we have, do we all need AI skills? I mean, is it mandatory for everyone to learn AI right today? Or are there certain roles where it becomes more critical? Like it has to be, like they have to learn AI. Is there a specific role like that?
So, Bhavna, mandatory is a very strong word. Forget AI. Can I say that, can a person prosper in his career without knowing computers or internet? Okay. Still, there are like, few of the lucky roles which are available which doesn't need computers or internet, right?
Correct.
We cannot write it in theory that, certain things are mandatory. But however, what I suggest is you should have at least a foundational knowledge of AI. Okay, trying to understand how to interact with AI. I'm not saying jump right now and become a machine learning expert in AI. Just deep dive and understand how neural network works. I'm not saying that. You should, try to understand the AI and where it can be used, and try to learn what is the good part and bad part of the AI. For example, as I told you, AI is good in generating the information, but interpreting the information and using that information to convince stakeholder is something which only a human has to perform. AI has got very less scope into that. So I hope with that I have answered your question.
Yes, absolutely. So, how should a working professional or a professional approach learning AI? So, like, is there a structured way of learning?
Yes, when it comes to learning anything, there is obviously a structure way, or like, a starting point. So you first, as part of how a baby learns to run, so it doesn't happen on a single day, right? It will first try to crawl, then it will first try to walk, and then obviously it will move into running motion. So similarly with AI aspect, don't avoid learning AI thinking that, it include a lot of technical things. So start with crawling. Try to go through various news articles. Try to read about AI. Try to understand the difference between NLP, LLMs. Okay, what is the difference between RAG and WAN? And then what constitutes data science? How machine learning is different from AI? How deep learning is different from neural network? So try to get those basic understandings. Then try to interact with AI. Okay, try what works good given a particular scenario. What is the best way to get the desired output? How, I call it as AI prompting skills. Learn the AI prompting skills. How best, what is the best method to get the output from the AI? So there is something called as task. So you first train, and then you first strategize, ask a particular question, and then you will also expect the output by quoting an example. So that is the best manner to get the expected results from AI. So that is one thing. And then once you know how to interact with AI, see how it can be included as part of your work. How to increase 10x faster with your work, or you can say that, are there any ways, are there any routine task as part of your work which can be automated using AI? For example, it can be like an automated reply. For example, a customer says that, your regular work includes queries of the product from the customers. Okay, so instead of you sitting and reply, you can upload your customers data in an LLM and integrate it with your Gmail app. Okay, so your LLM itself will take all the product details of your based upon the information what you have fed as part of RAG technology. We call it as retrieval augmented generation, and then it will give the response on your behalf. Include only when the sale deed has to be finalized. So that's where you can aim. When you try to inculcate AI as part of your work.
I'm sure it will be definitely helpful for many professionals who are thinking to start learning AI. So my next question would be, because there are many professionals, right? There are many roles. So what skills should a business analyst learn? Okay, what AI skills basically, or what AI skills should a data analyst or product manager should learn? If you can just elaborate here for the role wise, at which AI tools they should learn it specifically.
So for the business analyst, I would like to say, instead of being a mere requirement scribes, try to be a AI powered product visioneer. Okay, so try to gather what is that which is lacking in your product by using AI to understand the customer sentiments, or going through all the support tickets, or going through all the forums or reviews about your products, and try and see what are the ways to improvise it. Had it not been in AI, it would have taken you hours, if not days, to go through this process, summarize it, and come to a conclusion. And next thing is, yes, prompt engineering is definitely which has to be part of your skills. Okay, try to see how you can generate the user stories from using a prompt engineering. For example, you can say that, generate me a user story for the forget password of a banking applications using edge scenarios. Okay, so the user stories, which is usually comprised of 2 to 3 pages, gets generated instantly in 2 minutes. Okay, so try to see that wherever there are repetitive works, you are trying to use AI. And then there is something called as data literacy and AI foundation. Okay, you need to understand the output of the AI and try to apply your critical domain skills. Okay, so you will be the mastery of your domain skills. See whatever output which you are getting from AI, and then apply your domain skills and bring it a refined version. So I would like to call this as a QA skills. Okay, so a data analyst or a business analyst has to have a testing mindset of whatever the output which AI is giving. Okay, so that's one more thing. Second thing, last thing is the stakeholder communications. Okay, so stakeholder communication is something which AI cannot do it. So it's purely dependent upon business analyst or the data analyst. You should know, you should understand the sentiment and impact which a different stakeholder has on the projects. So you need to act your way of, and then change the presentation skills according to that. So you have to become a better facilitator and drive the conversation. So this is one spot where customers, where the analyst can use AI. And when it comes to the prototyping, okay, so right now, to create one screen of one UI prototyping, it takes a lot of time. You have to sit and do the designing. But then there are various AI applications like Lovable. You just give the prompt, it will create you a prototype instantly in 5 to 10 minutes. So just take those UIs and try to talk with your stakeholders, because a picture speaks thousand words. So instead of trying to put in a lot of efforts to convince the user or the stakeholder using words, generate a UI and then show them how the product is actually going to look like. Okay. So that's mainly about the analyst. Now coming to the data analyst. Okay. So the main work of data analyst is exploratory data analysis, trying to create technical visualizations. So here also there are a lot of AI powered applications like Sweetie or Plotly. You can use those to create the technical visualization instantly. Again, don't just take the output of the AI. You have to apply your QA skills, your domain skills, validate it, fine tune it, and then use it for the judgment or further refining of the user requirements. And you can also use GitHub Copilot for quick generation of SQL codes or Python scripts, or to fine tune the existing codes for the performance improvement. So this is what I can say when it comes to the data analyst and business analyst. And then I don't have much to say about the project managers, but then if a lot of project managers nowadays have to invest time to create various charts, resource utilization charts, or else the burnout charts. So Using AI, product managers can extract these informations from the requirement tools, requirement management tools like Jira or DevOps. Okay, and then get all those datas. Use AI to convert those datas into reports faster. And there is something called as what I can say is AI empowered risk mitigators. Okay, so you will use AI using all the project related information. Okay, and using all the past data, say of last 1 to 2 years with respect to the particular project, it will tell you where exactly the risk might come. The risk might come in case of missing a deadline, or the risk might come in case of resource shortages. So you can use AI to predict those information. And then also I can say, resource optimization modeling. Okay, you have all the details about the resources handy available with you. You have all the project details, and you will have the information that which project requires what type of skills and what type of resource. Then AI can quickly tell you that are there any resources which are surpluses, or are we running shortage of certain resources like testing resources. Then you can quickly highlight that as a risk, and then ensure that the things are delivered as per the timelines and nothing is getting exceeded beyond the deadline. And also you will also make sure that there is no scope creep which is happening here. Okay, so that's about the project managers. Now, if I want to talk about product managers, which is also one of my favorite area. So previously, the task of product managers used to include a lot of manual efforts. So manual efforts with respect to understanding the market insights or user insights. I would like to say user synthesis. Okay, now with the help of AI, all those informations can be generated, within minutes, if not in hours. Okay, and then you can also create value proposition for the product which you are launching using AI. Apart from that, some of the other complicated work like segregating the product, considering various personas, distinct user personas. So you can key in various distinct personas. It can be with respect to the age, or it can be with respect to the demographics, gender. Okay, and then you can create your product which can satisfy with most of the with distinct user persona is what I told. And then you can also create product related documentation covering various market landscape, and you can also do competitors gap analysis. So all these things can be done by AI. And finally, there is something called as A and B testing. Product manager has end up with a challenging situation. They don't know whether which option to proceed ahead. So they can use AI for the A and B testing, and try to see what can be the shortcomings, and then the positivities by doing A and B testing and take an informed decisions.
Thank you so much, Vinayak. You have explained it very well for all the roles. I'm sure it will be helpful for all these roles people. Okay. So before we wrap up, one last question I would like to ask. So, what is the one piece of advice you would give to professionals who are worried about AI taking over their job roles or changing their career path?
So one thing is definitely give stress to your domain skills. So whatever domain you are into it, try to be the best in the market. Okay, and then see how with the help of AI, how can you make it better. Okay, so instead of being a competitor against an AI, you need to be a collaborator with AI. So that's one thing. And you also need to and you need to come out of the mindset of your career with respect to the horizontal growth or the vertical growth. Okay, so right now, previous to AI, there used to be either a horizontal career growth or a vertical career growth. Now there is something called as T-shaped career growth. Okay, so with the help of AI, you need to have a good understanding about technology also, as well as with respect to the domains also. So both should go hand in hand, and you are the best decision how judiciously you can mix it and present yourself in a very unique manner. So that's one thing. Second thing is don't rely upon AI for each and every minor task. I have seen people relying on AI to create a mail or to read the mail also. So don't be too much dependent upon AI. Try to have your learning skills, or I would like to say the brain cells active. Okay. In fact, I did went through certain news articles which are saying that the negative impact of using AI. So I just got some interesting facts. So there is something called as brain atrophy. So, brain atrophy is a process where slowly the humans' brains are, losing their neurons. Neurons are those brain cells which plays the key role in, grasping the information, processing the information, and passing it on further. Now, because of too much dependency on AI, our cognitive skills are getting declined, and this is leading to a very catastrophic situation where in the coming years humans might lose their basic cognitive ability. Now, I've seen people who are using Google Maps to travel on the roads which they had previously traveled without the use of AI or the Google Maps. So don't be into that situation. And last but not least, never ever complete believe whatever the output which AI gives. Okay, so you need to always have this mindset of devil's advocate. Okay, so don't trust the AI output. You should always go through the AI output, apply your learnings, your skills. So there is a phrase called as AI is democratizing the knowledge without the pain of understanding. So many of us would have reached certain point of our career by going through the mistakes and understanding it the hard manner. So AI is bypassing that. Okay, so don't be under the false impression that if you know AI, you can you have the knowledge of each and everything. There is something called as painful understanding. You don't know what mistakes AI has done it, and you will realize it at later point of time. So always, whenever you are learning something, try to learn it by going through the pain of understanding it. Try to understand how things work internally. Okay. For example, if you're learning SQL, now queries can be quickly generated by AI with a click of a button. But then if you don't understand the basics about SQL or some advanced knowledge of SQL, it's very difficult to finalize that whatever the information which AI is generating, is it worthy enough or is it good enough to take it and deploy it? For example, you should know at least the difference between subqueries. Okay, subqueries and then Windows function. So what are the different type of subqueries are there? Like from, where, subqueries, and how to improve the performance of the SQL using indexation. So when you know all these things, whatever the output which AI generates, you will be in a better position to validate it, and you will be able to do whatever work you are doing with a lot of confidence. Otherwise, there is always a gray area in your mind stating that you have just passed on the information which the API has generated to the stakeholders. So don't be an API wherein the uh, AI will generate the information, you take the information and pass it on to the stakeholders without refining. A very good example you have given, Vinayak, and I'm sure this is truly fact. Like nowadays, people are too much dependent on the AI, so that we should not. So I'm sure this information will help many professionals, especially the new professional who are starting their career and just about to start learning into AI. So thank you so much for taking out your time and sharing such a clear, practical, and balanced insights. Thank you so much, Vinayak. Thanks, Bhavna. And once again, it was my pleasure interacting with you and your team. Thank you so much, Vinayak, for sharing such clear, balanced, and practical insights. Your perspective will definitely help professionals understand how to adapt, evolve, and prepare for the future without any fear. To all our viewers, we hope this conversation has brought clarity on how AI is transforming careers and what steps you can take it to stay ahead. This is Bhavna, and you're watching FuturePath Global by Tech Canvas. Stay curious, stay future ready, and we will see you in the next episode.